My name is Hercules, not the Greek hero. I don't do 12 labors. I do 12-hour shifts standing perfectly still while tourists take photos of my left nostril. I am a black cavalry horse, 17 hands high, shoes forged by a farrier who still calls me young man, even though I am older than half the sergeants who sit on my back. I have carried 47 different guards in 9 years. I remember every single one. Not by their names. Names are for humans to forget. I remember them by their weight, their breathing, and most importantly, their heart. Sergeant Edwards, 2017, 210 pounds, breath like a leaking tire, but his heart, warm, he would whisper to me before crowds arrived. Steady, Hercules, just one more hour. I carried him like he weighed nothing. Corporal Davies, 2019, 160 pounds, breath like a sleeping cat, heart cold as the Thames in January. He kicked me twice before I learned to stand perfectly still and imagine biting his ankle. I never bit. I am professional, but I imagined. And then there was Sergeant Marcus Cole. The first time he sat on me, I knew. His weight, 190 pounds, perfect distribution, not leaning left, not leaning right, breathing, slow, deliberate like a man who had learned patience the hard way. But his heart felt like a furnace on a frozen morning. Warm, steady, humming. I turned my head to look at him. A horse is not supposed to do that during formation, but I did. He looked back, no smile. Guards do not smile, but something in his eyes said, "I see you too." That was 3 years ago. Marcus Cole was the best guard I ever carried. And last Tuesday, they tried to destroy him. Beat 2. It started with a piece of paper. I cannot read paper. I am a horse, but I have learned to recognize the shape of trouble. Trouble looks like an envelope with too many signatures on it. Trouble smells like the cologne of Colonel Reginald Ashford-Wright. Colonel Ashford-Wright. Let me tell you about this man. He is 53 years old. He has the mustache of a Victorian banker and the soul of a vending machine. He has never ridden a horse in combat. He has never stood in the rain for 6 hours while a child pokes his shin. He has never, and I mean this sincerely, done anything harder than signing his name. But he signs it beautifully. Curly Q's, flourishes, the kind of signature that says, "I am important. Do not ask me to prove it." Colonel Ashford-Wright commands the Household Cavalry's assignment office. This means he decides which guard stands where, which gate, which palace, which ceremonial route, which miserable supply shed behind the stables where the only visitors are pigeons and regret. On paper, assignments are based on rank, performance reviews, and security needs. On paper, I learned the truth last Tuesday morning. I was standing in my stall. It was 5:47 a.m., dark, cold, the kind of cold that makes your joints ache and your breath fog like a dragon's. A runner came from the main building, another envelope, more signatures. Then I heard voices. Sergeant Cole was standing near the stable door, talking to Guardsman Leo Hartley. Guardsman Leo, the Log Hartley. I gave him that nickname, the Log, because he is heavy, immovable, and somehow both useless and in the way. He weighs 240 pounds. He breathes like a drowning walrus. His heart, cold, not cold like the Thames, cold like a refrigerator that someone forgot to plug in. He once fell asleep while standing guard, standing, asleep. His helmet tilted forward. His nose hit the chest plate. He woke up and shouted "thank you" at a garbage can. That is Leo Hartley. And Sergeant Cole was saying to him, "Congratulations, Leo, the main gate." I stopped chewing my hay. The main gate. Windsor Castle's main gate is the most visible post in the entire assignment. Thousands of tourists, dignitaries, photographers. It is where careers become legends, or where careers die in viral videos. And they were giving it to Leo Hartley. Cole's voice did not change. That was the thing about Marcus Cole. He could say, "You just got the promotion I deserved," and make it sound like, "Here is your tea." "Well done," Cole said. "You'll do fine." Hartley shrugged. "Yeah, crazy, right? I thought they'd give it to you." "I thought so too." "Anyway," Hartley yawned, "see you at the supply shed." He walked away. I watched Marcus Cole stand alone in the dim light. His shoulders did not drop. His jaw did not tighten. He just stood there, hands behind his back, and breath that slow, patient breathing I had grown to love. Then he walked to my stall. He put his forehead against my neck, just for 3 seconds. "Guess it's just you and me, Hercules," he whispered. I leaned into him. It was the only answer I could give. Beat 3. The assignment list was posted at 800 hours. I could not read it, but I could read the faces of the men who read it. Here is what I learned by watching. Sergeant Cole was sent to Supply Shed 7. This is a small corrugated metal building 400 meters from the main gate. Its primary purpose is to store extra horse blankets and one broken microwave that smells like burned popcorn. Its secondary purpose is to remind guards that the Army can send you anywhere, including nowhere. Leo Hartley was assigned to the main palace gate. He would stand directly in front of the visitor entrance, flanked by 2 other guards who would have to work twice as hard to cover for him. Other assignments. Corporal Amina Khan, one of the sharpest guards I have ever carried, was sent to the back parking lot. The back parking lot, where the delivery trucks go. She had received exceeds expectations on every review for 3 years. Guardsman Thomas Bennett, young, eager, always early, was assigned to the horse hospital. The horse hospital has no horses. It is a supply closet with a sink. And Guardsman Peter Okonkwo, a quiet veteran who had saved a tourist from choking the previous summer, was put on night shift at the rear garden. Night shift, rear garden, alone. Every single excellent guard was buried. Every single mediocre guard with a rich family or a friendly handshake was promoted. I stood in my stall and watched Leo Hartley walk past. He was wearing his new assignment badge. He was also wearing a gold signet ring I had never seen before, the kind of ring old money gives to useless sons. I smelled trouble. Not on the ring, on Hartley's cologne. It was the same cologne Colonel Ashfordite wore. Overpriced, aggressive, desperate. I flicked my tail and turned away. Later that morning, I heard Colonel Ashfordite giving a speech to the newly assigned guards. He stood on a small platform near the stables. His voice was polished. His mustache was waxed. His words were garbage. "Assignments are based strictly on rank and performance metrics," he said. "The data doesn't lie. We put the right people in the right places. No emotion, no favoritism, just facts." I snorted. A few guards glanced at me. Colonel Ashfordite pretended not to notice. But Sergeant Cole noticed. He always noticed. After the meeting, Cole walked past the colonel. He saluted. The colonel returned the salute with the enthusiasm of a man who had just stepped in something unpleasant. "Sergeant Cole," the colonel said, "I trust you understand the reassignment decisions." "I understand, sir." "You're needed at Supply Shed 7. Important work there." "Yes, sir." "Any questions?" Cole paused for exactly 2 seconds. "No, sir, just one thing." The colonel raised an eyebrow. "The horse in stall 4, Cole said. "Hercules. He's the strongest animal we have. He should be at the main gate, not the shed." The colonel smiled. It was not a real smile. It was the smile of a man who has already decided to ignore you. "I'll take that under advisement, Sergeant." Cole saluted again, walked away. The colonel turned to his aide, a young lieutenant named Graves. "Make a note. Sergeant Cole is too emotionally attached to his horse. That's not what we need at the main gate." Graves wrote something on a clipboard. I ate a mouthful of hay and imagined biting the colonel's mustache. Beat 4. The first misdirection came 3 days later. I had been moved to Supply Shed 7 with Sergeant Cole. It was exactly as boring as it sounds. We stood in the cold. We watched delivery vans. We said nothing. But I noticed something. Every hour, a runner came from the main building with new assignments. The runner's name was Private Miller, a nervous young man who jumped every time I blinked. Private Miller would hand Sergeant Cole a clipboard. Cole would read it. Then Cole would say, "This doesn't match the last list." And Miller would say, "New orders from the colonel." Here is what Cole discovered. The assignments were changing every day. One day, Corporal Khan was at the back parking lot. The next day, she was moved to the front gate for 2 hours, just long enough for a visiting dignitary to see her, then sent back to the parking lot. One day, Guardsman Bennett was at the horse hospital. The next day, he was standing outside the colonel's office, holding a door open for a wealthy visitor in a fur coat. One day, Leo Hartley was at the main gate. The next day, he was still at the main gate. Nothing changed for him. Cole started keeping a notebook. I watched him write in it every night. Names, dates, times, assignments. He never showed it to anyone, but he never stopped writing. One evening, I decided to help. I knocked over a bucket near Cole. The bucket landed with a loud clang. Cole looked at me. I looked at the bucket. Cole looked at the bucket, then he looked at me again. "You want me to see something, boy?" I stamped my hoof once, yes. Cole picked up the bucket. Underneath it was a scrap of paper, a memo that had blown out of someone's briefcase. I had found it earlier and hidden it under the bucket. "I am a horse. I cannot read, but I know that paper with red stamps on it is important." Cole read the memo. His face did not change, but his breathing changed, faster, sharper. "What the hell?" he whispered. I leaned in to look. The memo was short. I still cannot read, but Cole read it aloud, quiet enough that only I could hear. Memorandum for Colonel Ashfordwright. Ray, emotional impression scores. Each guard assessed on approachability, empathy, emotional stability, crowd connection. Scores attached. Highest, Cole, M94-100. Lowest, Hartley, L32-100. Recommendation: assign highest scoring guards to low visibility posts to prevent emotional incidents. Assign lowest scoring guards to high visibility posts to harden their performance under pressure. Office of Personnel Psychology. Cole folded the memo slowly. He looked at me. "Hercules," he said. "They're not using rank at all. They're using emotions, and they're doing it backward." He put the memo in his pocket. "Orders are orders, old friend," he said, but his voice was different now. There was something underneath it, something that sounded like a crack in a dam. I leaned my head against his shoulder. The dam was about to break. Phase 2, the middle. Hercules gathers evidence. Beat 5. 2 mornings later, I ate the memo. Not the one Cole had in his pocket. A different memo. One that fell from Colonel Ashfordwright's briefcase when he visited the supply shed to inspect conditions. The colonel came at 600 hours. He wore a long coat and carried a leather briefcase that smelled like money and bad decisions. He walked through the shed like he was visiting a prison. He touched nothing. He said nothing to Cole. He stared at me for 3 uncomfortable seconds. Then his briefcase snagged on a nail by the door. The briefcase opened, papers scattered. The colonel cursed a small, tight word that sounded like blast but meant something much worse. He grabbed most of the papers. He missed one. It fluttered under my hooves. I did what any sensible horse would do. I put my mouth on it, I lifted it, and I ate it. Not all of it, just the corner, but enough. The colonel turned around. "Did that horse just—" "No, sir," Cole said. He was stretching his jaw, old injury. The colonel stared at me. I chewed slowly, made eye contact, swallowed. "Revolting animal," the colonel muttered. He walked away. After he left, Cole knelt down and gently pulled the remaining paper from my mouth. I had eaten the signature line in the top corner, but the rest was readable. Cole read it, his eyes widened. A list of guards and, he stopped. Emotional impression scores, just like the other memo, but this one has notes in the margin. I nuzzled his elbow, keep reading. Cole read aloud. Cole M 94-100, 2 emotionally connected to public and animals, transfer to low visibility, recommend supply or stables. Con A 89-100, empathetic to tourists, risk of kindness incidents, recommend parking lot duty. Akonquo P 91-100, calm, warm, crowd favorite, recommend night shift, minimize exposure. Bennett T 86-100, eager to please, too smiley for main gate, recommend horse hospital. Hartley L 32-100, low emotional engagement, safe for high visibility, will not react to public, preferred. Cole closed his eyes. They're punishing kindness, they're rewarding coldness. He looked at me. Hercules, this isn't about performance, this is about control. The colonel doesn't want guards who connect with people, he wants statues, machines. I stamped my hoof, yes. And the only guards who get good posts are the ones who don't challenge him. Cole folded the memo and put it next to the first one. 2 pieces of evidence. Small, dangerous. Orders are still orders, he whispered, but his voice cracked again. The dam was leaking. Beat 6. I started watching the colonel more carefully. Not because I wanted to, because I had to understand how a man with a waxed mustache and no combat experience could destroy careers for sport. Here is what I learned. Colonel Ashfordwright was charming to people above him. I saw him with the general once. The general was a real soldier, silver hair, missing half a pinky from a training accident, laughed like a cannon. The colonel stood beside him, nodding, smiling, laughing precisely when the general laughed. He mirrored the general's posture. He echoed the general's opinions. He was a mirror wearing a uniform. To the general, the colonel seemed like a perfect officer. To the guards beneath him, different story. I watched the colonel dismiss Corporal Khan's request for a transfer back to the main gate. He didn't say no. He said, "We'll review it next quarter." Then he turned his back while she was still talking. I watched the colonel tell Guardsman Bennett that enthusiasm is unprofessional and assign him to scrub the stable floors for a week. I watched the colonel ignore Sergeant Cole entirely, wouldn't look at him, wouldn't say his name, wouldn't acknowledge his existence. The message was clear: you have a warm heart, that makes you weak, and weakness disgusts me. But here is what the colonel did not know. I am a horse. Horses see things humans don't. We see the twitch in your shoulder before you lie. We hear the change in your breathing when you're afraid. We feel the tension in your legs when you're standing on something you shouldn't. And I felt something in the colonel every time Leo Hartley walked past. It wasn't respect. It was nervousness. Like a man who owes another man something he doesn't want to pay. Beat 7. The near crisis came on a Thursday. It was the hottest day of the year, 34 degrees Celsius, 93 degrees Fahrenheit, the kind of heat that makes the pavement shimmer and horses dream of blizzards. I was at the supply shed with Cole. We had been there for 4 hours, no shade, no water break. Cole's uniform was soaked. My coat was thick with sweat. 400 meters away, at the main palace gate, Leo Hartley stood alone. He looked terrible. His helmet was crooked. His face was red, not from sun, from something else. Later I learned he had been at a pub until midnight. He was hungover, dehydrated, probably still drunk. The crowd around him was thick. Tourists, families, school groups, everyone taking photos, everyone touching the barriers, everyone wanting a piece of the famous royal guard. And then a woman fainted. She was in her 60s, gray hair, a floral dress. She had been standing in the sun for 45 minutes waiting for a photo. Her knees buckled. She fell sideways into the barrier. Hartley saw her. I know he saw her. His eyes moved toward her. His hands stayed at his sides. He did nothing. The woman's daughter screamed. A crowd gathered. Someone shouted, "Call an ambulance." Hartley stood frozen, a statue, exactly what the colonel wanted. 400 meters away, Marcus Cole heard the commotion. He looked at me, I looked at him. "Hercules," he said, "we're not supposed to leave the shed." I stamped my hoof. "I know," he said, "but we're going." He jumped on my back. No saddle, no bridle, just his hands on my mane and his legs on my sides. I didn't wait for more. I ran. 400 meters in 40 seconds, through the back path, past the gardens, around the corner. I am fast for an old horse, fast enough. We arrived just as the woman's daughter was lowering her mother to the ground. The crowd parted when they saw a galloping horse and a screaming sergeant. Cole was off my back before I stopped moving. He knelt beside the woman. He checked her pulse. He looked at her eyes. He took off his helmet, breaking about 15 rules, and put it under her feet to elevate her legs. "Someone get water," he said, "cold water and a wet cloth." A tourist handed him a bottle. Cole poured it on her forehead. He talked to her, low, calm, the same voice he used with me. "You're all right, you just got too hot. Take slow breaths, you're safe." 2 paramedics arrived 3 minutes later. Cole helped them lift her onto a stretcher. He explained what had happened, her pulse, her color, how long she was down. The paramedics nodded. One of them said, "Good work, Sergeant." Then Cole stood up, put his helmet back on, walked back to me, climbed onto my back, and rode back to the supply shed. Behind us, the crowd was clapping. I heard Leo Hartley say nothing. Beat 8. The punishment came the next morning. Colonel Ashfordwright called Cole into his office. I could not go inside, but I could see through the window. The colonel was standing behind his desk. Cole was standing at attention. The colonel's mouth was moving, fast, sharp. After 10 minutes, Cole walked out. His face was pale, his jaw was tight. "What did he say?" Private Miller asked. Cole looked at me, then back at Miller. 7 days confined to barracks, removal from ceremonial duty for 1 month, formal reprimand in my file. For helping someone, for leaving his post without orders. That woman could have died. Cole nodded. Orders are orders. He walked past me without touching my neck. That was how I knew he was hurt. Marcus Cole always touched my neck, always, except when something had broken inside him. I followed him with my eyes as he walked toward the barracks. Then I turned and looked at the colonel's office. The colonel was standing at the window, watching me, smiling. That was the moment I decided I would destroy him. Not for Cole, for every warm-hearted soldier he had buried in supply sheds and parking lots, for Corporal Khan, for Guardsman Bennett, for Sergeant Okonkwo standing alone in the rear garden at midnight, for the woman in the floral dress who almost died because a hungover statue was too cold to move. I am a horse. I cannot speak. I cannot write. I cannot file a complaint. But I can find the truth. And I can put it where humans will trip over it. Beat 9. 2 days later, running gag number 2 happened. Colonel Ashfordwright came to the stables to inspect the animals, something he did once a year to pretend he understood horses. He wore white gloves, white, to a stable. He walked down the row of stalls, nodding, saying things like fine specimen and adequate musculature. He stopped at my stall. I was standing perfectly still, professional, dignified. He reached through the bars to pat my nose. I do not like being patted by strangers. I tolerate it. But this man's hand smelled like his cologne, that overpriced, aggressive, desperate smell mixed with something else, something bitter. Fear. He was afraid of me. A man who commanded soldiers and assigned destinies was afraid of a horse. He patted my nose once. His hand was shaking. Then he made a mistake. He tried to remove his glove. It was stuck. He tugged. He cursed. He tugged harder. The glove came off and he dropped it. Right into my stall. I looked at the glove, white, expensive, covered in his fierce sweat. I looked at the colonel. He looked at me. "Don't," he said. I ate the glove. I did not chew. I swallowed it whole like a snake eating a mouse. The glove disappeared down my throat in one magnificent gulp. The colonel screamed, not a manly scream, a small, high-pitched scream like a tea kettle. That horse, my glove, it cost. He stopped, because behind him 3 stable hands were watching, and 2 visiting officers, and a janitor. No one moved to help him. No one laughed, but I saw the stable hands look at each other. I saw one of them bite his lip. The colonel turned red. He marched out of the stables without his glove, without his dignity, and without a single person feeling sorry for him. I burped. It was the most satisfying moment of my life. Until the next one. Beat 10, the twist reveal. 3 days after the glove incident, I found the folder. It was late, past midnight. The stables were quiet. I was not sleeping. Horses sleep standing up, and I sleep lightly. Every sound wakes me. That night I heard footsteps. Not the heavy boots of a guard. Soft shoes, sneakers, someone who didn't want to be heard. I stayed still, my ears turned toward the sound. A figure came into the stable, small, nervous, carrying a satchel. Private Miller. He walked to the far end of the stable where we keep the old equipment, broken saddles, worn blankets, boxes of paperwork from previous years. He pulled a folder from his satchel. He shoved it behind a box. Then he left. Fast, quiet, scared. I waited 10 minutes. Then I did something I am not proud of. I reached my neck over the stall door, hooked the edge of the box with my teeth and pulled. The box fell. The folder slid out. I could not open it. I have no hands, but I could push it. I pushed it across the stable floor, nudging it with my nose, inch by inch, until it landed exactly where I wanted it. Under a puddle. Not a real puddle, a leaky water trough, a small, muddy, very wet puddle. The folder soaked through. I did not know what was in it, but I knew Private Miller would be back, and someone would find it. That someone turned out to be a journalist. Beat 11. The journalist's name was Mina Chow. She wrote for a small investigative publication called The Standard. She had been at Windsor Castle that day to do a fluff piece on the royal horses, a day in the life of a cavalry horse. Light, friendly, nothing serious. She was standing near the stables, talking to a public relations officer when she stepped in the puddle. "Sorry," she said, "I think I stepped on something." She looked down. The folder was open. The water had made the ink run, but the top page was still readable. It was a list. Hartley L. payment, £20,000 date, 15 March, main gate assignment confirmed. Fitzwilliam J. payment, £15,000 date, 3 April, palace interior access confirmed. Harcourt T. payment, £25,000 date, 22 April, dismissal of disciplinary review confirmed. And on and on. 15 names, 15 payments, 15 assignments bought and sold. Mina Chow knelt down. She pulled out her phone. She took photos of every single page. The public relations officer said, "Ma'am, you can't." Mina Chow stood up. "I'm a journalist. Yes, I can." She walked away. The folder stayed in the puddle. I watched her go, then I looked around. No one else had seen. Except Private Miller, who was standing behind a tree, white as a ghost. B12. The story broke 3 days later. The Standard published Mina Chow's investigation under the headline, "For Sale, Palace Security. how a colonel sold guard assignments to the highest bidder. The article was devastating. It named names. It showed payment records. It quoted anonymous guards who described a culture of favoritism and assignments based on who you know, not what you know. It mentioned the emotional impression scores as a fake justification for bribes. It did not mention Sergeant Marcus Cole by name, but it described a highly respected sergeant who was punished for saving a tourist's life. By noon, every news outlet in the country had picked up the story. By evening, the Ministry of Defense had announced an investigation. By midnight, Colonel Ashfordwright had been suspended. I stood in my stall and watched the lights in the main building stay on until 3 in the morning. Officers running, phones ringing, doors slamming. Leo Hartley resigned at 10:00 p.m. His father's bank records were already all over the internet. I ate a carrot. It tasted like justice. Phase 3, the end. Integrity over rank. Beat 13. The internal investigation lasted 2 weeks. Investigators from the Ministry of Defense interviewed every guard, every sergeant, every stable hand, every janitor who had seen something strange. They interviewed Colonel Ashfordwright for 8 hours. He denied everything. Then the payment records were shown to him. He asked for a lawyer. Then he asked for a deal. Then he stopped asking and started crying. I heard this from Private Miller, who was given immunity for turning over the folder. Miller came to the stables on the last day of the investigation and sat on a bucket next to my stall. "I'm sorry," he told me. "I knew what he was doing. I carried the papers. I knew." I blinked at him, slowly. Horses blink slowly when they forgive. Miller cried for a while, then he left. Colonel Ashfordwright was formally charged with fraud, bribery, and conduct unbecoming an officer. He was transferred to a records office in the Scottish Highlands. The building has no windows. The nearest town is 40 minutes away by car. His mustache, I am told, wilted. Beat 14. The commanding general, a woman named Brigadier Alina Cross, arrived at Windsor Castle on a gray Tuesday morning. She was not tall, she was not loud. She wore no medals on her uniform, only the insignia of her rank. Her eyes were the color of old steel. She gathered every guard in the main courtyard, 100 soldiers in perfect lines, horses at attention. I was in the front row because I am handsome and I know it. Brigadier Cross spoke for exactly 4 minutes. "I am not here to punish everyone," she said. "I am here to fix what was broken, and the first thing I need to know is this." She paused. "Who should stand at the main gate?" Silence. Then Sergeant Okonkwo spoke. "Sergeant Marcus Cole, ma'am." Then Corporal Khan, "Sergeant Cole." Then Guardsman Bennett, "Cole, no question." Then Private Miller, voice shaking, "Sergeant Cole." One by one, every guard, every voice, not a single hesitation. Brigadier Cross wrote nothing down. She just listened. When the last guard spoke, she nodded. "Thank you, that's all I needed." She walked away. No smile, no speech, just the quiet certainty of someone who had just learned everything she needed to know. Beat 15. The general interviewed every guard individually after that. But she asked a different question in the private interviews. She asked why Sergeant Cole. Here is what she heard. From Corporal Khan, "He noticed when my mother was in the hospital. He arranged my shift so I could visit her. He never told anyone he did that." From Guardsman Bennett, "My daughter was scared to start school. He wrote her a letter from a Royal Guard friend. Signed it Marcus and Hercules. She still has it." From Sergeant Okonkwo, "I was having a bad year, family stuff. He didn't ask questions. He just sat with me in the mess hall every night for 2 weeks, said nothing, just sat there. That was enough." From Private Miller, "He knew I was the one who carried the colonel's papers. He knew I was helping corrupt the system, and he still treated me like a human being. He said, "Miller, you're just a kid. Kids make mistakes. Be better tomorrow." Brigadier Cross heard all of this. She took off her glasses. She rubbed her eyes. "I've been in this army for 34 years, she said to her aide, "and I've never heard soldiers talk about an officer like that." She paused. "Assign him to the main gate, effective immediately, and promote him to staff sergeant." The aide wrote it down. "Also," she said, "make sure that horse stays with him." Beat 16. The promotion ceremony was held on a Friday morning. Bright sun, cool wind, perfect weather. I was brushed until my coat looked like polished obsidian. My mane was braided. My hooves were oiled. I looked like a horse from a painting. Staff Sergeant Marcus Cole stood beside me in his dress uniform. New insignia on his shoulders. New confidence in his posture. Brigadier Cross pinned the promotion on him herself. She said something in his ear. I could not hear it, but Cole's eyes got wet. He blinked twice. Then he saluted. The general returned the salute. Then she turned to me. "And this animal," she said, "saved your career, didn't he?" Cole smiled. "Yes, ma'am, he ate the evidence." "He ate evidence." "He ate the colonel's glove, ma'am." Brigadier Cross stared at me. I stared back. I was very dignified. Then she started laughing, a loud cannon shot laugh that echoed off the palace walls. "Good horse," she said. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a carrot. Not a stable carrot, a long, orange, perfect farmer's market carrot. She held it out. I took it gently, chewed once, swallowed. Then, because I am a professional, I did not ask for another. The general patted my nose. Her hands were warm. They smelled like coffee and honesty. Beat 17, running gag 3. During the ceremony, the general's ceremonial ribbon came loose. It was a blue and gold ribbon attached to her uniform jacket. It flapped in the wind. It landed against my nose. It smelled like starch and ceremony. I did not plan to eat it. But it was there, and I am a horse. I opened my mouth. I closed my mouth. The ribbon disappeared. The general looked down. Her ribbon was gone. "Did that horse?" Staff Sergeant Cole said, "He has a condition, ma'am, nutritional deficiency." "What nutritional deficiency requires eating a general's ribbon?" "Respect deficiency, ma'am, in the colonel, not in the horse." The general stared at him. Cole did not flinch. Then she laughed again, louder this time. Officers across the courtyard turned to look. "Staff Sergeant Cole," she said, "you and this horse are going to be famous." She walked away, shaking her head, still laughing. I burped just a little. No one heard except Cole. He leaned down. "You're impossible," he whispered. I flicked my ear. "That is horse for I know." Beat 18. That afternoon, Staff Sergeant Marcus Cole took his post at the main gate for the first time. He stood tall, shoulders back, chin level, bearskin hat perfectly straight. I stood beside him. Not my usual post. Horses don't normally stand at the main gate, but the general had made an exception. The crowd gathered, tourists, families, school groups. Someone recognized Cole from the video, the one where he saved the fainting woman. "That's him," a child shouted, "the nice guard." Cole did not smile. Guards do not smile, but something in his eyes softened. A little boy approached the barrier. He was maybe 5 years old. He held up a hand-drawn picture of a horse and a guard. The horse was green. The guard had a purple hat. It was terrible. It was perfect. Cole looked down at the boy. The boy looked up at Cole. Then Cole did something I had never seen him do. He nodded just once, a tiny dip of his chin. The boy beamed. He ran back to his mother, waving the picture. I leaned slightly toward Cole. Our shoulders touched. "You knew all along, didn't you, boy?" he whispered. I didn't move. I didn't nod. I just stood there, warm and steady, feeling his heart beat through his uniform. His heart was still a furnace on a frozen morning. Some things don't change.